This pattern is called the Yorkshire Greenwell, and I'm going to dress it on a size 12 Airex dry fly light hook. For the silk, I'm using Purcell's number 11 golden olive. The great thing about this shade is that it needs no waxing to change its colour. On its own, once it gets wet and saturated, it changes to a lovely deep olive shade, perfect for the imitation of the large dark olive. For the wing, I'm going to use Woodcock secondary slips, which are going to be paired. For the rib, I'm using Legatum fine gold wire. And for the hackle, I'm using a Greenwell hen. And it's important that you use not a genetic hackle, but say an Indian hen cape, because the genetic hackles are just really too stiff for this sort of pattern. So you want one of these Indian hen hackles. Now to dress the fly, we simply come in with our silk and we bind it down with 8 tight turns, like so. And I'll explain later where the 8 turns comes into view. Now we take our rib and we again mount that on the hook in nice tight touching turns. And we bring our silk down the hook shank to a point somewhere between the point of the hook and the end of the barb. Somewhere about there. And now we bring our silk again back up the hook shank in nice tight touching turns to a point just short of where we originally mounted in our rib. And now, taking the wire, we form our rib. And we make sure we take nice, even, symmetrical turns so we get a nice, even rib to the fly. It's up to you how many turns of ribbing you want, but I generally like 6 or 7 on my flies. Gives it a nice, segmented look to the finished fly. Now, once we get to where the silk is, we bring our silk and we bind it down with 2 tight turns on top and 1 in front, like so. And now we just fret off the wire. You'll notice now with that initial 6 turns of thread, we've now got a good distance from between where the thread is and to the eye of the hook. This leaves us now just the right amount of distance to mount the hackle as well as our wing slips. Now, taking our hen hackle, we come in and bind it down with some nice wraps of silk. Trim off the waist end. And now we come in with our wing slips. And the purpose of mounting in the hackle first rather than the wing slip is we're going to use the hackle to pop the wings into a vertical orientation. So now we bring the wing slips in and we just check them for length, which is just roughly about there. And then we come in with a simple pinch and loop and bind down those wings, bringing the silk forward towards the eye. Just arrange them so they're perfectly on top. Bring your scissors in and cut off the waist end. Taking our hackle in our hackle pliers, we lift the wing vertical and out of the way and we come in with 2 turns of hackle directly behind where the wing's tied in. This will then pop the wing up into a vertical orientation. And now, after the 2 turns, we just brush any stray fibres on the wing out of the way, and we bring the hackle again directly in front of that wing and take 1 more turn. Just coax those hackle fibres out of the way, come in with your silk and take 2 nice tight turns to bind that hackle down. Now you can come in with your scissors, trim off the waist ends, and you're ready for your whip finish. Come in with your whip finish tool and just take 2 or 3 nice tight turns like so. Pull it tight, come in with your scissors, and now just cut off your silk. And now's the time just to tidy up around the eye of the hook. And there you have the Yorkshire Greenwell.